questions. It looks like it's just one person in here. So if you have any e-commerce questions, I just want to do a quick little Q&A. So if you have any questions about e-commerce or you need help with anything, go ahead and shoot your questions away. And then I'll go ahead and just answer them or go through them. And you can just type in the chat your question. So for the person who just joined as well, I'm just doing a quick little Q&A session. So if you guys have any e-commerce questions or anything like that, just feel free to ask them. You guys have any questions? Just feel free to type in the chat if you guys have any questions. Okay, cool. How are you guys' day going today? Anything important happen? Anything interesting happen? My day has been good. I just got back from Vegas yesterday. So I just been trying to get situated, hit the gym, took care of some business I fell behind on. We're trying to do promos for Juneteenth. So we're trying to set those up for the watch business. So I kind of started contacting people and I'm going to start paying for promos and ads. So if you guys, that's good to hear. We're glad to have you here. Hopefully you learned a lot of valuable information. So if you guys have any, if you guys are like Black business owners, or if you market yourself as that, I don't say to always do that or to necessarily do that, but you're just, you're a person who runs a business and you just so happen to be Black, but you should definitely look into marketing for Juneteenth by doing shout outs with your brand or your business, because that's a big day. A lot of people like to support businesses and stuff like that. So that's another way that you can market your business or whatever the case is. So look to pay pages to market you on Juneteenth as well. I'm kind of new to the e-commerce realm, but my question here is on a scale from 1 to 10, how important is marketing when it comes to getting sales? It is very important, actually. So there's just different ways to go about it. I say it's 10 out of 10. And when I say that, I mean, there's different ways to go about marketing. So marketing, you could have word of mouth. That's ultimately what's going to help you win in the long run. But to get word of mouth, you have to get that initial hype about your brand, or you just have to have such a good product. Or you just have to have like a lot of eyeballs on your brand, and then eventually your product begins to sell itself. And then people will go and tell their friends and their family, like, I bought from this brand, I really like it. This is a cool product. And then they recommend it to them. So eventually when you get to that point to where people just come to you based off of word of mouth, your brand becomes more profitable because you're not spending, you don't have to spend as much money on ads or on promotions and things like that. But the initial, I'll say it's like a process though, because initially what's gonna happen is you're gonna launch your brand, and then your fans or your friends and family are gonna support at first, and then everybody's gonna be like reposting you and just showing you love just because everything is new. There's a newness of your brand. So initially you may not need to use any ads or promos or things like that because your friends and family will support you, like, you know, on your launch date or whatever the case is. But that hype will die down and you have to figure out a way to promote yourself to strangers. So this is when you have to come up with creative ways of marketing, or you just have to spend money. So some cool ways of of not spending money necessarily like on the front end, but you may lose a little bit of money because you're giving away things, is to do like giveaways for products. So you can say, hey, we're doing a giveaway for this specific product. If you want to enter, here's how. Maybe they have to repost an image on their story or on their actual page. They have to tag 3 friends, and they have to follow your brand as well too. And then maybe you'll have that going for like the next like, day or 2, or maybe you might do it for a week. So you got to keep track of everybody who's like followed the rules, and then put them in, some type of giveaway or some type of random name generator or whatever the case is. So just collect these people, and then eventually that should get you like some followers and then some sales in the long run, because it's helping you build your brand. You're gonna lose out on that investment of like whatever the product costs, but just think of it as it's just a small cost for a greater benefit. But yeah, you can do a giveaway like that, or you can do a giveaway. One thing I was thinking about is just have people buy something from your website, right? And then you could run a sale when people are buying something from your website, and just say, okay, everybody who shops with me for 1 week is going to be entered into this giveaway. This giveaway may be a free product, it may be money, it may be a gift card to your website, whatever the case is. But how you want to get people to enter into that giveaway is you could run some type of sale on top of the giveaway, so they kind of both work hand in hand. The sale may inspire people, or it may help convert people better, and then you're doing a giveaway as well, so they work hand in hand, or whatever the case is. And then eventually do the same thing. So keep track of all these people who participated in the giveaway and they bought stuff from your website, and then do your giveaway eventually, or whatever the case is. So the cool thing about that is you're actually getting sales from doing a giveaway that way, as opposed to you just having people repost you and tag friends and stuff like that. So you can go about those 2 different ways to do a giveaway. Well, my brand, my travel brand, one thing that my brother mentioned to me, what I think I'm going to do is maybe I'll send somebody on a flight somewhere domestically within the United States. So it'll be like, okay, everybody who shops from or buy something this whole entire month, we're going to enter in one person, or one person is going to win, and then they're going to be sent somewhere domestically in the United States, wherever they want to go, or whatever the case is. I think that's good because my brand is a travel brand. So people are already interested in traveling. And then I think that's a way to like uniquely separate myself, is doing some type of giveaway like that as well too. So you just have to come up with creative ways of marketing. If you don't want to go the standard route of, doing Facebook ads, doing Instagram shout outs on pages, on big community pages, look for meme pages as well too. Whatever your area is, or like your niche, or whatever the case is, look for complementary niches or complementary pages to what you want to get into towards. I've been hearing people getting scammed on Alibaba. What's the best way to avoid that or prevent that, as far as ordering samples, products, paying your money, not receiving what you pay for? Make sure that the supplier on there is a gold supplier, or they have something else. I think they're called like, they're like verified or something. There's a blue symbol by their name. So that's above a gold supplier, but a gold supplier means basically that Alibaba has kind of verified these people. These people have transactions. They have records of them, like, providing good business to people, or whatever the case is. And then they'll show like their ratings as well too. So either make sure they're a gold supplier or it's above it. I forget the name of it right now, but I believe it's like verified or something like that. So those 2 things right there could help you out. And then make sure that you actually go through, the transaction is going to be backed up by Alibaba's insurance team. So they have, I forget the name of it, but they have some type of insurance on Alibaba, but you have to make sure that the supplier supports that, or that Alibaba supports that. So basically what happens is you place an order with these people and they're supposed to send you samples or a product. If they don't end up delivering on their end, Alibaba has an insurance program basically to where you have to make sure that your supplier is opted into that, or that they support it. But you basically tell Alibaba like, okay, I didn't get my product. So then you file for a refund, or you file a claim, or whatever case is, and Alibaba will give you your money back. You can go through PayPal as well to pay suppliers on Alibaba. But just make sure when you send these people the money, you're not sending it to your family or friends, because if you state that you're sending it to family and friends, and you get scammed or you get frauded, PayPal is not going to give you your money back, or they're not going to refund you for the money that you paid for. You have to say that this is a business transaction and you're paying for goods or services, and make sure that that is always selected, because when you're dealing with suppliers and stuff like that, you never know what could happen. But if anything happens and you selected that you're paying for goods or services, then PayPal is going to be able to refund you your money if you file a claim, or if you didn't get your product, or if it wasn't up to par, or whatever the case is. So you kind of have to do your due diligence. Also, look on their profile on Alibaba and see, like, what are people rating them? What is Alibaba rating them? Like, do they have a good history of, like, delivering, sorry, upon, like, what the customer is requesting, or whatever the case is. So you kind of just have to look through, like, certain suppliers and then vet them, because you don't want to be losing money at the end of the day. How do you make sure they're part? Let me see if I can get on Alibaba right now and show you. I need to share my screen, actually. All right, so let's go to my orders. Right, here's one of the companies that we use, right? So we've done business with them a lot before, so we know that they're good, but this is like their profile, whatever the case is, on Alibaba, right? So I'm looking. There we go. This is what I was talking about right here. So verified supplier right here. So this supplier has been verified on site by a world leading inspection company, right? So basically this says that they're verified. This is a level above the gold supplier, but we know that they're legitimate based off the fact that they're a verified supplier, whatever the case is, right? So then you could just also look at different things, right? Look at their buyer interaction. They have a 95% response rate. That's good. That means that they're actually responding to people. Just about majority of the people who message them are getting response, and they're communicating with people, right? Then they have transaction histories as well too. That's important because it shows that people are doing business with them, or whatever the case is. So let's see. Let me just search for somebody on Alibaba real quick. So let's just say we're looking for t-shirts. It's called Trade Assurance. That's what it's called. So Alibaba has the Trade Assurance. But let's just say you're looking around, right? So I'm looking for them, gold supplier. You see their response time, under 4 hours. They have these transactions as well too. And then you look at their on-time delivery rate as well too. So about 70%. So basically, when you start an order, they have a certain lead time to deliver your order, and they're saying, were they successful in getting that order delivered within that certain period of time as well too. So that's another thing to look at as well too. But right here, Trade Assurance, right? So if you got to look for that right there. If it says Trade Assurance, then you're good. So basically what it says is it's a built-in order protection. So when you make payment through Alibaba, is what it's saying, is basically it's going to be able to ensure your order. So if you did not receive it, or if it wasn't up to the standard that you wanted, Alibaba is going to refund you your money. So just make sure that they have that Trade Assurance on their profile, or that Alibaba has this as well too. So that's how you know you'll be good to not get scammed. If you do want to go through PayPal, you can do that as well too. But like I said, make sure that you say that it's goods or services on PayPal when you're sending your payment to that supplier. So you don't lose out on money or you don't get scammed or whatever the case is. All right, so hopefully that answered your question. You have another question about that, or did that clarify everything? All right, cool. Do you guys have any other questions for me to answer? What are you guys' brands that you guys have or you guys are thinking about starting? Let's see. All right, so while we're here, let me just walk you through paying for orders and stuff on Alibaba as well too. Might as well. If you guys have any questions, just ask them in the chat, and then once I stop screen sharing again, then I'll go ahead and answer them. But this is how the whole process works, right? So let's just say you agree upon an order, or you want to actually place an order with your manufacturer. What it will do is it'll pop up on my orders on Alibaba. And then it'll show you what your orders are, or whatever the case is, right? So let me see if I can find like an older order or something. All right, so this is the order right here, right? So actually, let's not do that one. All right, here's the order right here, right? So this is who we ordered it from. You have your initial payment, right? So your initial payment is for them to start production on it. Usually, it's anywhere from 50% and underneath, like 30 to 50%. So right here, ours are 50%. So we put down the 50%. We sent the initial payment. If you want to look at more details upon the products, you just go to view more. But anyways, once you send that initial payment, they start production. Once production is finalized, it all depends upon the time. Sometimes for our watches, they could take anywhere from 30 days to get done, or they could take 90 days to get done, depending upon basically like the watch that we're ordering, how much detail it requires, what type of materials they're using. But if you want to look at more details upon your order, you have your shipping details when they ship it out. Sometimes they'll just message it to you on WhatsApp if you guys communicate through WhatsApp, but it's also put on Alibaba. So they'll tell you who they ship with, and then they'll have the tracking number for you once it ships out. And they have all the shipment details right here. You can actually copy and paste this and track it on whoever they're using it as well on their website for more detailed shipping information. Then you have your payment records, basically all the payments that were made. So you have your initial payment, you have your balance, or whatever the case is. And then if you want to look at your actual order, like a more detailed type of thing, they usually have attachments right here, and then they'll just have like PDFs and stuff. So I can click it, and then it should pop up on the downloads as a PDF. Bring. Oh, okay. So let me see if I could share this too. Stop share. All right, so this is what it looks like, right? Got the picture of the watch. They usually do like a mock-up or whatever the case is. You got your quantity, how much it's costing us, what our unit price is, and then they have packaging. Sometimes if you want to do your own like shipping boxes and stuff as well, they'll throw that in as well. And then you have your total cost, your freight, and then Alibaba charges 2%, so you have to pay that. So this is our total order amount with everything included. So shipping, Alibaba charge, and then also the cost of the actual watch production or the price of the product. So then right here it has their remarks, right? So says Alibaba Trade Assurance, like we were looking for, then it has a lead time. So 45 to 60 days after receive the deposit. So basically we can start taking pre-orders, and then what I'll do is I'll kind of treat it as the back end is what's going to be the estimated ship date for your pre-order. So if they say 45 to 60, just think 60 days just to be safe. So then you can start taking pre-orders. So let's just say we make that initial deposit, then you would say you can now place pre-orders, and then the estimated ship time will be maybe if it's 60 days, maybe you might say 2 months and a half or 2 months and a week will be your estimated ship date for the customers, because you have to also consider the transit time of coming from your manufacturer to you. And then it just has different remarks. So they're going to ship by DHL, or they ship by DHL. And then they say like it's going to be packaged in a bag, and it has bubble, like the package picture, which is right here. So that's kind of what the invoice and everything looks like on our end, or whatever case. That's what the manufacturer is going to send to you. All right, so if you want a custom design, will they design that for free with their design team? How does that process work outside of just throwing, picking a product and throwing a label on it? So what you would have is you would have to create the design. If you wanted to do like a fully custom design, you would just have to create the design or find a designer. You can look on Fiverr, or you can look on Upwork or any of those websites, or if you know like an artist or anybody. Basically what you would do is you would create like, a watch face or a digital design of a watch face, and then have your details about like, how you want the dial to be, how you want the ticks to be, where you want your logo at, what material you want, if you want stainless steel, if you just want alloy, if you want mesh, or whatever the case is, how you want the strap to be. Do you want it to be leather? But you would just use some type of digital software or have somebody else do it for you. And then what you do is you tell the person who's doing these mock-ups or these designs, basically your specifications of what you want. And then also, if you find like a product that you actually like on the manufacturer's website, what you can do is you can change those designs up as well too. So let's just say I kind of like the way a watch looks, but I want to change some things about that. Not just like slapping your logo on it, but you actually want to change some things. So let's just say you want to change the hands up, or you want to change the way like the ticks look on the actual watch. If you want to like kind of base it off of their designs, you could do that as well. And then you could just switch things up. Then what they'll do is you tell the person who you're communicating with, whoever's doing the sales, what you want to change up. And then what they'll do is they'll communicate with their own artists on their end, what what changes to make, and then they'll do a mock-up for you as well too. Or if you have an idea and you just have like a sketch, what you can do is you can communicate with them as well too, and you have your sketch or your outline of the product that you want to make. And then what they'll do is they'll communicate with their artists on their team, and then they can do it for you as well too. But just ask them like, oh, can you guys do like a digital rendering or a digital drawing of this product that I want to create, or that I want to make come to life, or these things that I want to change about your product that you have as well too. There's just a bunch of different ways you can go about it. You can go through your manufacturer. You can hire somebody else to do it on Fiverr or Upwork. If you're good at, sketching or doing your own illustrations, you can do that on your end and just bring it to them. And then they could probably do it better, like digital mock-up of what you have, or whatever the case is. There's different ways about doing that. How many products would you recommend ordering at a time so you're not stuck with tons of inventory? You know what? I actually kind of ran into that problem too with my travel brand. So some products that I've ordered way too many of them. So now I'm kind of like, they're selling, but I ordered way too many of them. So that's kind of like a bad idea to hold that much inventory, but go with their minimum order quantity. So if their minimum order quantity is like 50, or if it's like 100 or cases, I would say start off with that, or even try to talk them down to a smaller quantity. It may say that their minimum order quantity is 50, but they may be willing to like give you an order for 30 or whatever the case is. So one tactic I learned how to use is to say I kind of want to start with a small amount, but if everything goes well, if this product sells fast, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep reordering that. So that sometimes will allow you to convince them to take something that's under their minimum order quantity. So let's just say it's 50, be like, hey, I know your minimum order quantity is 50, or ask them at first too, because sometimes they may say it on Alibaba what it is, but it might be different. But anyways, just say, okay, hey, I know your minimum order quantity is 50, but I want to start off with 30. I want to start off at 25 and see how they sell. If they sell well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and I'm going to place a bigger order, or I'm going to keep placing more orders with you. It only makes sense, right? Because you order a small quantity, they sell out fast. You get your money back that you invested fast. It cycles faster instead of you having to hold all that product and be in the hole financially. And then what you do is you just take that money that you're receiving for the customers and reinvest it into buying new products or whatever the case is. So find out their minimum order quantity, or try to get a certain amount that you think is like good, that will kind of last you. You don't want to have like too small amount of product, but you don't want to have too much amount of product. And if you do sell out, what you can start doing is you could just start taking pre-orders for the next round of products that come your way. So even if you do have like a small amount, but they sell out pretty fast, just switch it to a pre-order until new production starts on the next batch of products or whatever the case is. Yep, you're welcome. You guys have any other questions? All right, y'all. So looks like that's going to be it for today's Q&A session. I appreciate y'all for participating. Hopefully y'all learned some valuable information. Hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I'll catch y'all later.